bicep. The bicep is the biggest part of your arm. They call it Christian mother hand. So it's the biggest part of your arm. So if I'm taking a short sleeve, after that bicep, I'll just come down by like 3 inches and take my short sleeve. My long sleeve, my elbow, after your elbow, come down like 2 inches. That's your 3/4. I said the long sleeve should be on top where you have your wrist bone. Okay? So that's that. If you're taking a short sleeve, my short sleeve this is where I kept this tape. My short sleeve, I want to take it at 10. So this part where I have this tape now is the 10. Is that 10 now that I will take the round sleeve of the dress that I'm making, because it's a short sleeve. So this part will be the round sleeve. And when you're taking the round sleeve, you don't do it like this to say, oh, just one of your fingers will enter. You release it a bit. If one of your fingers enter, release it like by 2 inches. At least by 2 inches, depending on how free you want your round sleeve to be. See, I said for your round sleeve, when you do it this way, one of your fingers entered, release it by at least 2 inches. At least 2 inches or more, depending on how free you want your round sleeve to be. You determine how free you want your round sleeve to be. Okay, so if I'm making a 3/4 sleeve, let me check. I told you don't take sleeve length without taking the shoulder first. Where your shoulder ends, that's where you start your sleeve length. So this is how I take my shoulder measurement. Then I'm going to show us, this is it, the 3/4 sleeve. So if I'm taking my 3/4 sleeve, I take it here at 16 inches here. This is the 3/4 sleeve. That 16 inches is where I will take my round sleeve measurement. I told you that when you firm it, release it by 2 inches, at least by 2 inches, depending. Am I still capturing it? Depending, okay? So if you're taking a long sleeve, making a long sleeve, my long sleeve is on top of my wrist like this. The round sleeve, you will take it there. You understand how the sleeve works, okay? So that is that for the shoulder and the sleeve. So we've been able to take our shoulder. We have been able to take our shoulder measurements, our sleeve length, our bust circumference, our under bust circumference, our waist circumference, our hips circumference. Okay? Then finally, I will take the length of the dress. That is if we are making a free dress. If you're making a free dress, okay? If you are making bustier or corset, there are other points we need to measure, okay? So if you're taking the length of the dress, you put your measuring tape. You see this, your neckline, the down part of your neck. Look at my neck, this down part. That's where I'll put my measuring tape, right? So you don't come to this place, you don't come to the shoulder like this and start putting your measuring tape. No, you come to this point and put your measuring tape. And the measuring tape should not go through the side. It should go through your bust this way, right? Don't put it at the side. It should go through your bust this way, like this. You see it? I did not come and put it here. No, it should go this way. You see it, and then you take the length. How long do you want it? Do you want a short gown, a knee length gown? Is by the knee. Knee length gown 41. If I want a 3/4 gown, probably I do 51. If you want the dress to be long, anywhere you want it, you put it there. If you want it flowing on the floor, you put your measuring tape on the floor. So that is it for the length of the dress. That's it for the length of the dress. Okay? So if this dress that you're making, if it's a boo-boo dress, when you have taken your fitted measurement, if it's a boo-boo dress that you're making, when you are cutting, when you are drafting on your fabric or on your pattern paper, for boo-boo dresses, we add at least 3 inches measurement to our original measurement. We add at least 3 inches measurement to our original measurement. This is how it works. You know, when you're using this measurement, you don't use it directly. Like in female dresses, shoulder measurement is divided by 2. Nipple to nipple measurement is divided by 2. Okay, crouch measurement is divided, your what do they call it, your lap measurement or thigh. If you're making a trouser, that's when you measure that. Your thigh or your lap measurement is divided by 2. Okay, outside that, in female dresses, every other measurement is divided by 4. What are those ones that I said you divide by 2? I said your shoulder measurement, you divide it by 2. Whenever you're walking, okay, you divide your shoulder measurement by 2. For example, this dummy, the shoulder measurement is 13. 13 divided by 2 gives me 6.5, right? 6.5, it gives me 6.5. So it's divided by 2. Okay, I now said your nipple to nipple. I've not shown you how to take that measurement, but it's the distance between one nipple to the other. It's divided by 2. Then your thigh, this is your lap or your thigh, is divided by 2. Every other measurement is divided by 4. Okay, so I said probably if you're making a boo-boo dress, okay, if you're making a fitted gown, this exact measurement, all this measurement that we've done, is exactly the measurement you need. But if you're making a boo-boo dress, this measurement that we have done, okay, when you want to cut, draft and cut, you add at least 3 inches. That means it can be more than 3 inches depending on your preference if you're making a boo-boo dress. For example, I took the hips measurement. The hips measurement is 40. I need to divide it by 4. That's 40 divided by 4 gives me 10. That 10, if I'm marking it on my fabric, I won't mark 10. I will add extra 3 inches to it, at least 3 inches. I can do 4 inches, I can do 5 inches, depending on how I want the boo-boo dress to be. We understand that part? Yes, we do. I know you understand, okay? So that's that for the free dress. So if we're making maybe bustier or corset dresses, there are things that you need to know, like what we call bust point. What is bust point? The distance between your shoulder to where your nipple is your bust point line. So if I'm taking my bust point line, I simply put my measuring tape on my shoulder line and bring it to where I have the nipple here, okay? And I have it at 9.5 here, 9.5, that's bust point line. Under bust line is from your shoulder, the distance between your shoulder to the under of your bust, as in this way, okay? So I'll put my measuring tape on my shoulder line, bring it under, right under, you see it, right under your breast. Most times if you're wearing a bra, where your bra hook is, that's where you measure it. So the under bust here is 13 inches. The under bust here is 13.5 inches, sorry, 13.5 inches, okay? Under bust here is 13.5 inches, right? So I've shown us how to bust point, under bust point. And if you're making a bustier, probably it has an half length. Your half length should always be 2 inches above your navel.